Alright, this video is going to be over using the solubility rules, so telling if something is, being able to tell if something is soluble or not. Alright, so I've typed the solubility rules up here at the top. It says alkali metals and ammonium are always soluble. So no matter what they're bonded with, they're always going to be soluble. Nitrates, acetates, chlorates are always soluble. Halogens, which are group 17 on the periodic table, chlorine, bromine, and iodine, are always soluble except when they're with silver, lead, or mercury. Sulfate is soluble except with strontium, barium, mercury, and lead. And sulfides and hydroxides are insoluble. So it's the only one that says insoluble except with calcium, strontium, or barium. Now, I didn't type the alkali metals and ammonium here because it's up here. So if it has an alkali metal or if it has ammonium in it, it is soluble, even if it's bonded with one of these. All right? So let's just do some examples. Are the following salts soluble? If so, show how they dissolve. So the first one here is lithium chloride. And the lithium is in group 1. It's an alkali metal. So that means that this salt is going to be soluble no matter what. And so that means solubility means that it will dissolve in water. And so when this dissolves in water, they dissociate. And they dissociate back into their ions. So dissociate means the opposite of associate. So lithium is +1 and chlorine is -1, and so it forms their ions. All right. So number 2, beryllium sulfate. So right here is sulfates, and it says sulfates are soluble except with strontium, barium, mercury, or lead. And so if this was strontium, barium, mercury, or lead, this would not be soluble. But because it's beryllium, it's soluble. And so beryllium is +2, and sulfate, is -2. So it forms its ions again. All right, number 3, we've got lead 2 chloride here. So it says that halogens, and that's chlorine, halogens are soluble except with silver, lead 2, and mercury 1. So this is insoluble. So it forms a solid. It's insoluble. And it doesn't dissolve in water. So it forms a solid. That's what... That's what that S means. It means it's a solid. Okay. So on these next ones, we're doing the same thing. So I've got NaOH, and it says down here, or it says right here, alkali metals are always soluble, no matter what. Sodium is an alkali metal. So this dissolves into sodium ions and hydroxide ions. All right, magnesium sulfide. It says sulfides are insoluble except with calcium, strontium, or barium. Well, this is not calcium, strontium, or barium, so that means that this is not soluble. All right, number 6. We could go on for a really long time with these solubility rules, and so at some point I have to cut it off and say, if it's not on here, you can assume that it's insoluble. So we're going to assume that iron 2-phosphate here does not dissolve. Okay, next. I've got magnesium nitrate, and rule number 2 here says nitrates are always soluble no matter what, and so that is going to dissolve, and we're going to get 1 magnesium ion and 2 nitrate ions because we've got 2 of them All right, number 8, we've got beryllium chloride, and it says that chlorides, halogens, are soluble except when they're with silver lead or mercury. This is not silver lead or mercury, so this will dissolve. And it dissolves into beryllium 2+ and 2 chlorides because of this 2 right here. All right, and then the last one, we've got rubidium nitride. And even though nitride is not up here anywhere, rubidium is an alkali metal. And so it will dissolve. And we're going to get 3 rubidiums and 1 nitride. This gets faster as you start to learn the solubility rules. I strongly encourage you to memorize them or do enough examples to where it gets stuck in your head. Especially know what's always soluble. And as you can see, there's some stuff that pops up a lot that you should probably know. The silver, mercury, and lead. So you see those, and it's usually a pretty clear sign that something is not going to dissolve. Of course, unless it's with one of these guys.